Okay, now we're looking at lesson 9.6, solving rational equations and inequalities. Part of the goal is when you're dealing with the rational ones, remember that means that we can be dealing with fractions. Picking one of the problems, we're asked to solve each equation or inequality and check our solutions. You should always check your answers. So starting off, I picked problem number 12. 12 is a nice one because you have a fraction on each side. And when you have a fraction on each side, you can go in and cross multiply. So when I go in and cross multiply here, I'm going to be taking 5p, and that's going to equal 2 times the quantity p minus 2. So I get 5p is equal to 2p minus 4. Moving the 2p over, I get 3p is equal to a negative 4. P is equal to a negative 4 thirds. And when you plug it in and check it, you find out it does check. One thing you should note, though, is that we have p minus 2 equal to 0. P equals a 2. We cannot have p equaling a 2 because that would put a 0 in the denominator. So you should look to see where you're going to have zeros in the denominator. Now in the case of problem 17, we have fractions being added and equal to fractions. So the first thing you want to do is eliminate the fractions. It's so much easier if you can get rid of the fractions. So you're going to multiply by the common denominator. I have a t minus 3 and a 4. So my common denominator I'm going to use is 4 times t minus 3. And that's the least common denominator that I can use. So I'm going to multiply everything by that common denominator. So showing that step there, I'm going to take the 9 over the t minus 3. I'm going to multiply it by the t minus 3 times 4. That's going to be set equal to the t minus 4 over the t minus 3, which also has to be multiplied by the t minus 3 times 4. And the 1/4 has to also be multiplied by the t minus 3 times 4. Doing the multiplying there, I can see that the t minus 3 will cancel out the t minus 3, and I'm left with 9 times 4, or 36. Moving to the right side of the equation, the t minus 3 will cancel out t minus 3, and I'm left with 4 times the quantity t minus 4. On the 1/4 times that, I can cross off the 4's, and I'm left with t minus 3. And now I have a basic algebra problem that I can go in and solve, where 36 will equal 4t minus 16 plus t minus 3. Collecting my like terms, I come up with a 5t minus 19 equal to 36. Adding a 19 to both sides, I get 5t is equal to 55. So t is equal to 11. When you plug it in and check it, it does check. And again, we should note that t minus 3 would equal to 0. T equals a 3, so if I put a 3 in the denominator, I have a 0. So then we say t cannot equal 3. Doesn't matter if I'm dealing with equations or inequalities, the end result's the same. Get rid of the fractions to start off with. We can solve the inequality by first looking at the related equation. So my related equation would be 5 plus 1t equal, 5 plus 1 over t equal to 16 over t. My common denominator I'm going to multiply everything by is a t. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to multiply everything by t. And when I multiply everything by t, I have 5t plus 1 is equal to 16. Moving the 1 over when I'm solving, I get 5t is equal to 15. So t equals 3. Now when you go back and think about how we've done it in previous chapters, again, t cannot equal 0 because that would put a denominator of 0. You go back and you look at your number line. We can't have t equal to 0. It says that if we have a 3 there, we solved it for t equal to 3. Now I check in each area. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to check t equal to a negative 1. If I put a negative 1 in there, I'll have 5 plus 1 over a negative 1 greater than 16 over a negative 1, which means 5 minus 1 is a 4. Is 4 greater than a negative 16? That's true. Now I'm going to pick t equal to 1. When I pick t equal to 1 and plug it in, I get 5 plus 1 greater than 16, but that's false. And now I pick a number greater than 3 in there, So I'm going to pick a 4. So if I put a 4 in there, I have 5 plus 1/4. Is that greater than 16/4? Well, 5 1/4 is greater than 16/4, which is 4, so that's true. So now what I have is I have that t has to be less than 0 or t has to be greater than 3. When I pick numbers in those areas, then my inequality will be true. And the last one that I picked for now is an equation of dealing with a story problem. The band has 30 more members than the school choral. If each group had 10 more members, the ratio of their membership would be 3 to 2. How many members are in each group? Well, we're comparing the band to the choral, so make C equal to the choral. The band has 30 more members, so they're bigger, so we have C plus 30 is equal to the band. Now it's telling me my ratio is 3 to 2. The bigger number is the 3, so that's the band. So I'm doing band to choral, which is a 3 to 2 ratio. And they said if I have 10 more members in each group, I'd have this ratio. So if I take the C plus 30, add 10, and put that over the C plus 10 by showing them adding 10 more to each group, and simplify up, I get a 3/2 is equal to C plus 40 over C plus 10. Cross multiply, I'll get a 3C plus 30 when I do my distributive property, equals a 2C plus 80 when I do my distributive property with that cross multiplication. Moving a 2C over, I get C plus 30 is equal to 80. Move the 30 over, I get C is equal to 50. So there are 50 chorus members. 50 plus 30 is 80, so we have 80 band members. And if I check it, we have it.